All right, this is Mr. Wyrick, and today we're going to go over the Chapter 6 review. Try to cover most of the information. The test is going to be tomorrow. Star retakes are this week, so if you have to do star retakes, we'll try to get your test like on a different day so that you can make it up, but probably that makeup day is going to be when we do corrections, which will be Friday. All right, don't forget next week is also going to be semester exams, so this is all coming together pretty fast. The most specific name for each figure, number 1 is going to be a parallelogram. Number 2 is going to be a rectangle. Number 3 is a square. Number 4 is going to be a rhombus. Number 5, a trapezoid. Number 6, an isosceles trapezoid. And number 7 is going to be a kite. I will say, if you come up with questions like this on the test, and you're not sure what the answer is, skip past it, go work a couple other problems on the test, and see what's going on, because they'll put another shape on there and say, this shape is a parallelogram. This shape is an isosceles trapezoid, and you'll get to see what it looks like on another page of the test more than likely, and it'll be labeled, and everything will be pretty easy to work with there. The measure of the indicated angle on this one, this is going to be 360 degrees because it's a quadrilateral. It's a four-sided figure. So we subtract 100, we subtract 100, we subtract 60. That's 360 minus 260, which should be 100. On this one, it's 360 minus 85 minus 83 minus 102. So after we subtract all of those, I'm just going to do that on the calculator real quick. 360 minus 102 minus 83 minus 85. If we put that all together, we should have 90 for that last angle down there in the corner. On this one, solve for x, we're doing the exact same thing. So it's 360 minus 92 minus 96 minus 80. So we come up with 92 for this angle, but it's asking, it says 31x minus 1. So 31x minus 1 is equal to 92. We add 1 to both sides. That's 31x is equal to 93. Divide by 31. We get x is equal to 3. This one's going to be the same. I'll post the completed review. I just don't want to take the time to kind of work through this right now. Do be careful. Whenever you see this little rectangle like this, that means that is a 90-degree angle. On the next page, find the measure of the indicated angle. If you get one like this is as complex as it gets, or as many steps. So we have 360, and we have to subtract 86 and 99, because those are the ones that we already know the measures of. It looks kind of like a parallelogram, but we can't just say that it will be. 360 minus 86 minus 99 is going to give us 175. So this is 7x plus 11 plus 6x plus 8 is equal to 175. I combine like terms over here. That's 13x, 11 and 8 is plus 19 equals 175. So I subtract 19. Ooh, not there, 19. So I get 13x is equal to 175 minus 20 would be 155. So this is going to be 156 since I'm only subtracting 19. So 156 divided by 13 is going to give me 12. X is 12. That's not what they're asking for. If you go all the way back up here, it's asking for the measure of angle Z. Here's angle Z right down here. 7 times 12 is 84. 84 plus 11 is going to be 95. So angle Z is equal to 95. Okay, the same thing will happen on this one. I'll just post the completed one, but that's what we're looking at here. Now, These formulas for this stuff, they're not going to be on the test. These are the formulas that you're going to have to remember. So the interior angle sum for the polygon is the number of sides minus 2 times 180. The way that I usually remember this one is I know a triangle is 180. I know that a square is 360, so it just keeps going up by 180 every single time past that. A decagon is going to be 10 sides, so 10 minus 2 is going to give me 8 times 180. So 180 times 8 will give me 1,440. Okay, it's going to be multiple choice, so you ought to be able to kind of guess or even work your way up. If you can just remember, it goes up by 180 every time we add another side. The 11 gone, 11 minus 2 is 9. 9 times 180 is going to be 1,620. The measure of one interior angle, we do the same thing. We find the total number, so 15 minus 2 is going to be 13 times 180. And then we're going to divide that by 15. So 13 times 180 is going to give us 2,340. And we divide that by 15. We come up with 156. So each angle on that one is going to be 156 degrees, and we'll call it a winner there. Same thing over here. I'm just going to set this one up real quick. Again, I'll post the answer. 17 minus 2 is going to be 15 times 180 divided by 17. The measure of one exterior angle. The exterior angles you can do a couple of different ways. If you've already had to do the one interior angle, you can subtract that from 180. That'll give you the answer. But the sum of the exterior angles is always 360. So this can just be 360 divided by 8. This can just be 360 divided by 20. And you get the answers pretty quickly. Again, I would make sure for this test that you do get in a little early, get to class on time, be ready to go, and grab a calculator so that you're ready to work some of these problems like this. If it's a parallelogram, the opposite corners are going to be the exact same, and then the corners together, or the two sides together, are going to add up to 180. So this is 180 minus 88, which is going to be 92. This is 180 minus 76, which is going to be 104. Okay, same kind of thing here. It's just we take the 180, we subtract the 135. That's going to give us 45. And that's 10x plus 5 equals 45. We subtract 5. 10x is equal to 40. So x is 4. And again, I'll do number 20. Well, number 23, they're opposite corners. They're just equal. That's 15x equals 75. So x is equal to 5. Okay, remember the ones that are next to each other, these two are going to add up to 180. It's asking for angle y. They're the same in the opposite corners. These two are going to add together to make 180. You get that. So let's go ahead and work this one. I'll post the other one. That's 20x plus 4x plus 12 is equal to 180. That's 24x plus 12 is equal to 180. Subtract 12, and I get 24x is equal to 168. Let's see, 168 divided by 24 is going to give us x is equal to 7. It's asking for the measure of angle E, so I put this back in. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 12, which is going to be 40 degrees for angle E. Okay, on number 26, the opposite sides are the same in a parallelogram. 12 equals 5x plus 2, subtract 2, that's 10 equals 5x, so x is 2. This one will work the same way. Again, I'll post it. The measure indicated, again, the opposite sides are going to be equal, so this is 2x plus 5 equals 4x minus 1. I subtract 2x, that's 5 is equal to 2x minus 1. I add 1, that's 6 is equal to 2x, so x is equal to 3. Now that I have that, 3 times 2 is 6 plus 5 is 11, so CD is going to be 11. Since they're equal, it should have been fine to put it in the other one. 4 times 3 is 12, minus 1 is 11. Just make sure you don't always try to do that. It's only if they're equal that you can put it in both of them and get the same thing. If they have to add together to make 180, you have to be very careful about which one you select. And again, these two are going to be equal. We'll set up, we'll solve. I'll post that. Okay, find the length of the median of the trapezoid. On this one, it's the middle that's missing. 15.2 plus 8.2 divided by 2. So 8 plus 15 is 23. This is going to be 23.4 divided by 2, which is going to give us 11.7 for that center measurement right there. Okay, sometimes you may not have to do that. More often than not, though, it's going to pay off to just average the two together. 41 plus 13 divided by 2. This down here with 32 and 33, it's the same thing. 7 plus 13 divided by 2, that's 20 divided by 2, which is going to be 10. And this is 3x plus 10 is equal to 10. Subtract 10 from both sides, that's 3x is equal to 0. The only way that works is if x is equal to 0. You should be able to check your answers on this by making sure the pattern works out. 7 plus 3 makes 10 here in the middle, and 10 plus 3 makes 13 here on the bottom. So you can find it pretty quickly. That's what I would suggest on these. If you have the information here, from 6.4 to 12.5, we are adding 6.1. So we just add 6.1 again. That's 18.6 for that top measurement without having to go through finding the averages and working backwards and all that. Same thing here. 31.8 to 21.9. We are subtracting 9.9. Basically, you take away 10 and you add 1 here to the decimal. So if we do that again, it's going to be a 12.0 for the top. Okay, same thing here. 11 plus 2 is 13. Plus 2 again would be 15 for the bottom. That's negative 5 plus 10x is equal to 15. We add 5, we add 5. That's 10x is equal to 20. So x is 2. All right, that trapezoid, that middle measurement is going to be pretty helpful. Find the measurement of the angle indicated for each trapezoid. If it's a trapezoid, the top and bottom are always going to add together to be 180, no matter if it's isosceles or just a regular trapezoid. So on this one, 180 minus 105 is going to be 75. On this one here, number 39, 125 is just going to go straight across because it is an isosceles trapezoid. So that's just 125 for that top measurement. We don't have to do any math. Okay, coming up on the end of our review here, this is the same kind of thing. So 28x plus 3 equals 115. That would be subtract 3, 28x is equal to 112. That's going to be x is equal to 4. So once we have 4, that would be, no, these are good. Okay, trapezoid just 180 minus 115. That's going to be 65 for this angle up here. 180 minus 104 is going to be a 76 for this angle down here. If we do have an isosceles trapezoid, the diagonals are going to be equal. So the PR and the QS are going to be equal to one another. That's 15 equals negative x plus 25. We subtract 25. That's negative 10 is equal to a negative x. So x is 10. Same thing is going to happen for the other one. Okay, number 40, find all the angles of the square. These angles right here are 45s. This angle in the middle is 90. And if we do the big angle out here on the outside, that is a 90-degree angle. So just be aware all the squares are going to work that way. On the rhombus, this is 32, this is 32, this is 32, this is 32. All these middle ones are going to be 90. And then this is a triangle. 180 minus 90 is 90. 90 minus 32 is going to be 58. So all the rest of these angles are 58. Okay? That's just the way the rhombus kind of works. The missing angles of the kite, we take 360. It's a four-sided figure again. We subtract the 70. We subtract the 36. 360 minus 70 minus 36 is going to give us 254. These angles of the kite are going to be congruent. So we just divide that by 2. That's going to give us 127 for each one of these angles. On the last one here, find BC and AD. It's 5 squared plus 12 squared. This is going to be 13. And let's see, AD, 4 squared and 5 squared. 4 squared plus 5 squared is going to be 41. So it's the square root of 41, which the decimal equivalent of that is going to be 6.4. All right? Just make sure you do take a look at these kind of things. I believe the question that I saw about this early, like there was only one of them that could even be the hypotenuse, because the hypotenuse always has to be the longest side of the right triangle. Okay, now this quadrilateral characteristics chart, the thing that kind of tells you, oh, the sides are congruent, the angles are congruent, what's going to be happening with what shape. I did not fill this out. I can get this filled out, but this information is going to be provided for you on the test. So again, if you're looking at those first ones, something's up with the shape, you're not real sure what's going on, you can always check back. This will be the last page of the test, and you'll be able to look at it. All right? Hopefully that helps you out. Good luck on your test.